tonight on UCentral News. 25% tariffs on imported vehicles take effect, but after President Trump's move yesterday, is this just the beginning?
I'm Valerie Scott, and I've got your Thursday social media news. Stay tuned to find out which Hollywood actor has unfortunately passed away and what book series is coming to theaters.
The OKC Thunder took action last night, but can they keep the storm rolling? Dylan Hibbert has your sports updates. All that and more happening right now on UCentral News.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Abby Avers.
And I'm Shanice Hopkins. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
We start tonight with national news. 25% tariffs on vehicles shipped to the U.S. start today, with duties on parts set to begin by May 3rd.
After weeks of leading up to that news, it might seem less groundbreaking now, but that's after President Trump imposed jaw-dropping, history-making new tariffs yesterday.
Amy Kiley reports on how they could affect average Americans.
President Donald Trump is imposing a 10% tariff on imports from all countries, plus higher rates for Cambodia, Vietnam, China, the European Union, and more. Here are 5 ways experts say Americans might feel the impact. 1, higher prices.
It's thousands of dollars. We're talking at least 2% of the median household income that this will cost American households.
Most economists predict U.S. businesses that pay the tariffs will pass on some or all of the costs to consumers. The Trump administration downplays that.
The businesses don't have to pass them on, or the producers in the other countries can eat the tariffs.
2, an economic slowdown.
What you're seeing here is a potential haircut to GDP for 2025 of about 3%.
JP Morgan predicts a global recession if Trump maintains his tariffs. Economists say a 1930 trade war deepened the Great Depression.
We know what happened in 1929, 1930 in the crash.
Trump supporters note other countries don't have to retaliate.
They're going to bring their tariffs down because they need the U.S. to be active trading partners.
3, blows to retirement funds if the stock market doesn't fully rebound. 4, high interest rates if the Federal Reserve sees too much inflation. And 5, growth for some domestic manufacturers. Economists say they're the biggest winners under Trump's tariffs.
We have to save the people in the industries of the United States.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Trump supporters might see a 6th item on that list, especially if they're passionate about reducing trade deficits. Many say they wanted him to change the world. Trump and most analysts agree that wish is granted.
Voters in Edmond have chosen Mark Nash as the city's 57th mayor. Nash won the April 1st municipal general election, defeating former council member Tom Robbins. According to the unofficial results from the Oklahoma State Election Board, Nash secured 5,296 of the 9,654 votes cast, while Robbins received 4,358 of the votes. Nash will officially take office on May 5th during a swearing-in ceremony at 5:30 p.m. in the council chambers. He'll be joined by 2 new council sitting members, Preston Watterson in Ward 3 and Philip Frame in Ward 4, both who have run unopposed. Currently, Maggie Murdoch Nichols represents Ward 1 after stepping in last year to fill the vacancy left by Robbins, while Barry Moore continues to serve in Ward 2. For more information on the city council and the updated map of Edmond wards, visit edmondok.gov.
Now, Shanice, I believe we're supposed to see some snow this weekend.
Yes, that is correct. We're going to toss it to Carly for our first look at weather.
Thank you, Shanice. Looking outside today, very gloomy and cold day for Oklahoma. 54 outside, it does feel like 44, so we are seeing that 10-degree drop from that wind. Wind coming in from the east-northeast at 13 miles an hour, with those gusts getting up to 23 miles an hour. Humidity is at 73%, which is up higher than what we've been seeing these past couple days. We did have a lot of rain coming in this morning, so now we're just seeing a little bit of that drizzle off and on in those isolated showers across the state. But looking at that future rain track, this weekend we're going to be seeing a lot more rain, 95% chance on Friday, 88% chance on Saturday, and a small percent chance on Sunday. But as we get more into Monday and next week, that chance is going to severely drop, and we are going to start seeing those 70s again and slowly making our way back up to those 80s. So looking ahead, lots of rain and thunderstorms this weekend, so we will be keeping an eye on it. Chances of rain mixed with some snow on Saturday evening. And then after this weekend, clear skies, highs in the 80s, and we're back to our sunny, nice weather at the beginning of next week. That is all I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Carly. UCO Student Association is holding a town hall debate for their presidential and vice presidential candidates this evening. Malia Meyer and Ryland Bolt's campaign features supporting resourceful environment for students, empowering success, and serving diversity among the student body. Alex Webb and Emma Martinez highlights unity and inclusivity, along with commitment to progress and creating long-term solutions for the student body. Malaya Fales and Shay Churchwell's campaign is titled Broncos for a Better Campus, where they focus on a variety of values including belonging, representation, opportunity, and outreach. Starting at 5 p.m. this evening, students can attend the town hall debate in the Harry Bellman Room of the Nye University Center and address any questions and concerns to the candidates. The UCOSA election takes place on April 8th. Students can cast their votes on the UCAR website.
UCO's 51st Powwow is happening this weekend. The Native American Student Association is partnering with the Oklahoma City Powwow Club to host this event Saturday, April 5th, starting at 1 p.m. in Hamilton Fieldhouse. Native American students, faculty, and staff on campus are diligently preparing for the community-wide event. There will be traditional dances and songs along with Native artists showcasing and selling their work. A free dinner will be served at 4 p.m. and the dance contest begins with a grand entry at 6 p.m. The powwow is free and open to the public. For more information, you can visit the Native Student Association Instagram at UCO NASA.
Well, I heard we have a lot of rain coming our way, maybe even a little bit of snow.
Carly Torbett will have your full weather forecast when we come back.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Good afternoon, Broncos, and welcome back to UCentral. Very cold and gloomy day for Oklahoma today. We had a lot of rain come in this morning, and now we're just seeing those isolated showers and a little bit of drizzle further into this evening and afternoon. 54 degrees outside, does feel like 54, so pretty chilly outside. A little bit of wind coming in from the east, northeast with those gusts up to 23 miles an hour. Looking at across the state, everybody kind of had the same day. Super chilly outside, 52 in OKC Metro, 52 in Tulsa. Guyman up in the Panhandle with 55, and our hot spot, even though it's still chilly, is Altus with 57. Going into tonight, we are going to be seeing a lot of rain come in. It's not going to come in until late tonight, around 3, 4 in the morning, but 47 degrees, so still chilly again. Humidity is going to bump up just a little bit with that 86%. Little bit of wind north coming in from the northeast at 12 miles an hour. That rain, like I said, it's going to be coming in hot at around 3, 4 in the morning. Looking at tonight, we do have a little bit of a low storm risk towards the southern part of the state. So Ardmore, McAllister, Ida Bell area, you guys are in a low storm threat. 70-mile-an-hour winds, golf ball size hail, and intense lightning. As far as for the rest of the state, we are just going to be seeing a lot of rain coming in around, like I said, 3 or 4 in the morning, and still very chilly. Enid 44, OKC Metro 47 degrees, Guyman up in the Panhandle with 41, and Clinton 44 as well. And then going into tomorrow, we have all that rain coming in. The whole state's green, so we're going to have a likely possibility that everybody's going to be seeing that rain. Guyman, you guys are going to be seeing more of those isolated showers. You're going to have a little bit of sunlight coming in between those clouds every now and then. 55 up in the Panhandle. The rest of the state seeing that rain. Clinton 54, Altus 60. And then as we get more towards the other side of the state, Miami 53, Tulsa, McAllister, you guys have more of a chance of seeing those storms develop into thunderstorms. And the rest of the state is just going to be seeing that rain. And then as we get into Saturday, we're going to be seeing the rain. Everybody around the state is going to be seeing it. But here's your snow. Clinton and Altus, 100% chance you will be seeing some rain, but you do have a possibility of seeing some snow here in April getting mixed in with that rain. So 100%, Woodward 60%, Guyman 30% chance of getting a little bit of that rain. So a slight risk of rain. The rest of the state, all green, you're going to be seeing a lot of rain this weekend, but it is going to come in the morning, drizzle off kind of into the afternoon. And then we get into Sunday, and we're going to have a little bit of a chance to get some rain, but that's going to be more of like a scattered on isolated showers type of situation. So like I said, Friday, Saturday, 100% chance, 54 on Friday, 49 on Saturday. Sunday, have that little bit of 24% chance of rain, isolated showers. Monday, 71, and then Wednesday, Thursday, that's whenever we start seeing that 80 degrees. That is all I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Coming up next, find out which TV series is coming out with a new show.
And the title of a new Spider-Man movie is being released. Stay tuned. Valerie Scott has your social media news after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead. Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Did you hear?
Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Hello Broncos, I'm Valerie Scott and I've got your Thursday social media news. Apple shares recently fell nearly 9%. That's almost a $300 billion loss in market value. This comes after President Trump's sweeping tariff announcements on imports. Apple makes products in places like China, Vietnam, and India. The company could take a significant hit from tariffs when importing goods for U.S. customers. If Apple's stock price ends here, it will mark its largest one-day decline since March 12, 2020. This is when businesses worldwide shut down because of the pandemic. Get ready, Hunger Game fans. Filming for the new movie will start in July. Based off the book Sunrise on the Reaping, Lionsgate previously announced to bring the story to theaters. The story begins 24 years before the original plot, following a young Hamish Abernathy as he competes in the 50th annual Games. Twice as many tributes have been chosen, marking it the bloodiest games in Pan Am's history. The book Sunrise on the Reaping is currently in stores, however, fans will have to wait until November 26 to watch the movie. The title for the next Spider-Man movie has just been released. Spider-Man: A Brand New Day is the fourth Spider-Verse movie to feature Tom Holland. The actor announced the film title during the Sony Pictures presentation in Las Vegas. The Spider-Verse has been a major box office force. The original trilogy brought in over $800 million globally, along with an Academy Award for Best Visual Effects. The film will be in theaters on July 31st, 2026. Original Sin, the prequel to Dexter, is returning with a second season. The series is set in 1991, following a young Dexter as he begins his internship and eventually a career with Miami Metro. Premiering with Patrick Gibson as young Dexter and the original Michael C. Hall returning as the show's narrator. Paramount has heavily invested in Dexter franchise, airing the original in 2006 and eventually creating the sequel Dexter New Blood and Dexter Resurrection, which is currently in the process of being filmed. As of now, there has not been a set release date, but the series will be streaming on Paramount+. Val Kilmer, a well-known Hollywood actor, has died at the age of 65. Kilmer was initially a stage actor, but later rose to fame as a movie star. He was best known for his roles as Jim Morrison in the Doors documentary and as Bruce Wayne in the 1995 version of Batman. Kilmer was diagnosed in 2014 with throat cancer, but passed away due to pneumonia on Tuesday night. His daughter Mercedes Kilmer shared the news with the public, stating he was surrounded by friends and family during his passing. Val and his daughters shared the screen in the movie Pay Dirt. Tom Cruise honored his Top Gun co-star by asking for a moment of silence during the CinemaCon on Wednesday. That's all I've got for you, Broncos. Shanice, Abby, do either of y'all have a favorite Spider-Man movie?
Yes, so actually, fun fact, I actually had the biggest crush on Andrew Garfield when I was in middle school. So the ones with Electro, like that's always gonna be my go-to Spider-Man movie. What about you?
I have to be honest, I'm not actually a superhero fan, so I don't have a favorite, but if Zendaya's in it, I will be watching.
Hey.
My favorite has got to be No Way Home.
Yes.
I love that all three Spider-Mans are in it. Yes. Spoiler alert, but come on, it came out in 2021. But I also love me some Andrew Garfield.
See?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Valerie. Coming up, UCO has hired a new women's basketball head coach.
And the Oklahoma City Thunder were at the Paycom last night. Dylan Hibbard will have all the highlights when we return.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay. Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet, 100 feet, the length of a football field.
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to your daily sports update. I'm Dylan Hibbard. UCO baseball is riding a 9-game win streak into this weekend after defeating Rogers State earlier this week and welcome Arkansas Fort Smith into town tomorrow. It starts tomorrow at 6 p.m. and then they will play Saturday with the time for that game still to be determined with weather expected. And finally, they wrap up on Sunday at noon. All these games will be played at Wendell Simmons Field. UCO baseball will be on the road the next 2 weeks with games against Rogers State and Northeastern State, but the game to pay attention to happens next weekend when the Chos will take on number 1 ranked Central Missouri in Warrensburg. Now to the ladies of the Diamond, as the top 10 nationally ranked softball team will be on the road this weekend for a quick 2-game set against Emporia State. Earlier in the week, the Broncos swept a 2-game set against Northwestern Oklahoma and look to continue their dominance against the Hornets. The doubleheader isn't until Sunday afternoon, as the Chos will play at 3 p.m. and follow right after at 5 p.m. The Hornets are at a respectable record of 25-13 on the season, but the Lady Broncos will look to improve on their record of 31-6. Both games will be played in Emporia, Kansas, and keep rolling Chos. Now to the basketball court, as UCO has found a new women's head basketball coach. Congratulations to Hannah Moeller for getting the head coaching job for women's basketball. Moeller has spent the past 9 years at Mid-America Christian University, where she has an insane record of 305 and 102, and reaching the big 20-win mark in 8 of those 9 seasons. UCO Vice President of Athletics Stan Wagden said, quote, Moeller is a winner. We set out to hire a coach who is reflective of UCO and will add to the momentum that our great university has in Edmond, end quote. Staying on the court, the Oklahoma City Thunder were in action last night on ESPN, taking on former number 1 overall pick and Oklahoma State alumni, Cade Cunningham, and the Detroit Pistons. As it feels like we say every game, the Thunder's defense was just too much for the opposing team, as OKC tallied 12 steals, 11 blocks, and 10 turnovers. All 5 OKC starters hit double-digit points, with the big 3 of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren combining for 78 of the 119 points. OKC would win this game 119-103 to improve to an insane 64-12 record. OKC is still in contention for that 70-win mark that has only been met in twice in NBA history. The Thunder will be tested in their next 2 games, as the 2-seed Houston Rockets, who just clinched a playoff spot last night, will host the Thunder tomorrow night at 7 p.m. 1 week ago, the Major League Baseball season started, and if you are keeping up with sports, you might have heard of the controversy of the torpedo bat. What is the torpedo bat, some ask? Well, it became big over the weekend when a broadcast showed up-close view of Yankees' Jazz Chisholm Jr. bat that appeared to look different than a normal bat. This caused most MLB fans to wonder if it was cheating or what might be going on. The Yankees came out and said that they had an MIT specialist create bats with the barrel more towards the handle of the bat. According to MLB's official rule book, Rule 3.02a, it says the bat shall be a smooth round stick not more than 2.16 inches in diameter at the thickest part and not more than 42 inches in length. The bat should be one solid piece of wood. Knowing the bats are legal, many MLB teams, including the Atlanta Braves and Philadelphia Phillies, have put in orders for these bats. Will these bats provide more home runs, or will hitting a baseball prove to be so hard we won't notice a difference? Only time will tell. Shanice, Abby, have you guys been able to make it out to any sporting events?
You know, I haven't been to anything in person. I'd probably say the last thing I went to was UCO's last season. The closest thing I've done is probably watch Kendrick Lamar during the halftime show. What about you? Have you been to any in-person games?
Yeah, I went to see a baseball game on Tuesday, and I'm hoping once the Thunder make the playoffs and those playoffs come around, I can find some tickets to those games.
Absolutely. Abby?
I haven't yet, but I'm hoping to catch a Thunder game before the season ends.
For sure.
Thank you so much, Dylan. Coming up, find out the work and craft behind one of Edmond's local brewing companies.
And Carly Torbett will have your last look at weather. Stay with us.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Expanding horizons, making room for the new. The modern frontier is ready for you. There's more to discover, More fun to be found, our city is rising, just look around. Attractions, adventures, excitement and thrills, rooms of beauty and history where knowledge is filled. A convergence of cultures in spectacular places, open skies, open minds, and wide open spaces. The modern frontier awaits you to embrace it.
Has become a local favorite for patrons. UCentral's own Andrew Frazier has more on what it takes to create that perfect craft.
Downtown Edmond's first brewery opened in 2020. Since then, Frenzy Brewing has become a neighborhood staple.
I started homebrewing, 2010 or 11. Started winning medals, and alcohol laws started changing here in Oklahoma. And so I decided, who better to open a brewery than a brewer.
Of course, what's in the glass starts long before it hits the tap.
If you have water that tastes good, it's probably going to be good beer. If you don't have a clean environment for the beer and the yeast to do its thing, you're never going to make good beer. And if it's not sanitary, so everything's got to be really clean. Everything's got to be sanitized with like an acid sanitizer. Second thing is yeast. You got to have really good quality yeast. After that, I think it's just process and making sure your water is good.
In a time when other local breweries have closed their doors, Frenzy continues to grow thanks to the loyal support from the Edmond community.
When we first moved in, I think everybody around here was pretty excited that a brewery was moving in. Breweries tend to be anchors in certain areas. We are a big part of the downtown community. We're very involved. We have a group called the Downtown Edmond Business Association. I'm a part of the board for that. I'm also on the Visit Edmond Travel Advisory Board. And I think that it's really important for us to be connected in the community. When we have big events like St. Patrick's Day, this is kind of the hub for that, for this downtown area.
At Frenzy, every pour is part of something local, lasting, and a little different. For UCentral, Andrew Frazier.
Thank you, Andrew. That definitely seems like a place I'll put on my list.
Yeah, absolutely. I might have to stop by.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and toss it over to Carly for that last look at weather.
Thank you, Abby. Looking at that daily forecast for tomorrow, like I said, that rain's going to come in about 4 in the morning. 7 a.m. is going to be 49 degrees, so pretty chilly, but that rain is going to be coming in hard. By noon, still going to be raining, 51 degrees, and then as we get more into the evening time, that rain is going to die out. We may see a little bit of drizzle throughout the afternoon into the evening, but we're not going to see that heavy rain until later on, early Saturday morning. So 7 o'clock tomorrow, cloudy, 52 outside, a lot of overcast. And that's all I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Can you believe we're going to get some snow this weekend?
That's so crazy.
What a cruel April
No, for
Fool's
real.
joke.
My birthday's coming up, and usually, by the time it's my birthday, it's warm enough to do something outside. But I guess I'm gonna have to be inside if there's gonna be snow.
I didn't really have any plans this weekend, but now I'm definitely not gonna have any plans.
No, definitely, I'm gonna have to stay inside. I'm used to the April showers, May flowers, not April snow. I don't even know.
Up a book, maybe.
No, right?
I don't
Just
know.
stay inside. That's not regular spring weather.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, that is all the time we have for tonight. I'm Abby Avers.
And I'm Shanice Hopkins. Have a great night.